Hello. So I'm gonna do a demo of the MapReduce with both Hadoop and PySpark. So last time I wasn't able to get these jobs done. I found the errors I had. The first one was that since I was not feeding the tar.gc file to the PySpark file, and then one thing is that I was feeding pretty much every single file recursively from the cloud, and since they do not really share the same, they're not just doing a bunch of I/O at the same time. That I/O, it's taking forever. So how I solved it is I just take a GC file and do the file extraction from here, and everything else it's pretty much the same, at least for palindromes. So I got that to work. Let's, for example, test that. So for this one, this guy will take it will take 2 minutes to work. It only needs the tar.gc file and the output directory, and just to it by default this thing uses Python 2, so you have to specify that it's Python 3, and that will end up working. Now, so this is the palindromes with this will be the palindromes. We can create in our cluster, so I have two at the same time. So let's use 51. Now I'm gonna submit the one. So there's one that takes 1 minute, and that one is indeed so this one will be with Hadoop. So this is the palindromes with Hadoop. Let me share the code for that one. So the palindromes with Hadoop, it's really similar to the Spark one. In fact, the main one big advantage of this is that it can take on the GC file, and by default, Hadoop itself processes it. So unlike Python doesn't do that. And Python you have to do the processing for the tar.gc file yourself. And here you don't have to. It takes it as if it was a normal file, and it does the I/O for you. So it does a bunch of things for you. And right here, the things that it doesn't do for you is the functions. So you have to specify your mapper, so your map, and you have to specify your reduce function, which is pretty similar. But Python you can do this with like less than one line of code. Here you have to do things but step by step. For example, doing the countings and writing key result. And right here, and you have to do the tokenizing yourself. So there's a bunch of things that you have to do by yourself here. And this thing actually takes about, let's see how the jobs we're doing so far. So this one is doing 2 minutes so far, and this one is doing 1 minute. This one should be done in a few seconds. This is the PySpark. This one takes an average 2 minutes. And this one is taking a bit longer than last time. Oh, it's doing the MapReduce. Now, I think it's because both of them are doing the jar files at the same time. And in fact, let's try to get a new cluster as well. And nope, it's not gonna let me do it. So let's just work with what we have. See here. So this one is done. So the PySpark is done. So I can proceed to use the next PySpark, which the one that takes the most time. And I can just clone it. 26. I can do that. Send it that job. So using, and then this one, the Hadoop one. This one is taking a bit longer than I thought. So okay, should be done already. And there we go. So the palindromes, and that one's done. So now I can go to the old Hadoop one, the one that took a bit longer, so the 4 minute one, and this one is for anagrams. So anagrams, and same thing, I just pass a jar file. The code similar to this. So palindromes and anagrams. And anagrams I had to do some work around here. So on the anagrams for PySpark, it was really similar to the code from the palindromes. And for this to work, because I didn't get it to work before, is that here I was doing a list, but here in Python I had to do a set. So a set doesn't let you use repetitive elements. And this reduced the complexity and the time, like from about an hour to 6 minutes in Python. And because I wasn't able to run this in proper time, so I found that this set really works with the reduce. At least to do the mapping, and then after reducing, I use perform unions from these guys. On this one, on the Hadoop one, it's pretty similar, but I had to write my own functions. So every time I do a reduce, I do some tokenization, and I check if the current anagrams contain it. If they do not contain it, then it's added. In overall, it is pretty similar stuff, except that I have to do it by hand, and I have to do some pre-processing, so some combine. So because I don't want to combine things that have the same key and value, so I just want it to be unique before doing the reduce step, and this works in a similar manner. This should run, and let me take a look into the Hadoop one. The Hadoop one, this one takes a few, like 4 minutes or so. But in the meantime, you can take a look at the results from the palindromes. So let's take a look at those. So you're getting those. So I'm just gonna get the palindromes, and I'm just gonna get the results from this one first. Let's take a look at that. So it's gonna do gs util cpr, and that's not gonna work. And then let's try that. Cool. And I'm also gonna do results Hadoop. Okay. So I can do results Hadoop palindromes. Let's take a look how that looks like. Set under 0. And you can do palindromes. So AAA, DED, and all these words. Summas, sagas, and sometimes this sort of words. I can go down, and I can just take a look into how this normal one does look like, the one with Spark. And this one actually just makes one big file. And same thing, so dit level mum cc pop, and it performs all of this. Yeah, so you get all these palindromes. One nice thing about the Hadoop is that Hadoop actually tells you the percentage, so how much it is done. So right here it's done with 100% of it already, or 100% of the mapping. Then it's going to perform the reduce step. But I think that's an advantage, just because, well, it lets you know that it's at a certain step. And then, for example, this one is done. So we can check the result for that real quick. So I'm gonna get that one, and Hadoop Anna, and let's take a look at that. So we get all these anagrams, and Anna. So let's do that, and let's take a look into the first one. And same thing, so it gives you black broad, and you get all these anagrams: beta, abba. There's some interesting ones like approach, approach, and yeah, and probably won't have time to show the last one, this one, because this one takes a bit longer. But yeah, that's my summary for this project.